the f?
I didn't even blink.
Welcome to Real Shock, the good, the bad, and the what the f, where I make an unsuspected guest watch the worst, weirdest, and most disturbing films so you don't have to. It's October, so you know what that means. We use the entire month to celebrate one day at the end of the month, Halloween, and to start it off, we've got one of my favorite Halloween films, one of the most grotesque, disturbing films. If you love goats, children, big fat beings, you're gonna love this film because today we are talking When Evil Lurks.
Oh, it lurks.
Real Shock.
Pedro and Jamie hear gunshots and find a mutilated corpse near their land. The trail leads to Maria and her two sons, Eduardo and Uriel, who's revealed to be a rotten, possessed by a demon waiting to be born. The corpse in the woods belonged to a cleaner meant to kill Uriel before it spread. With no one left to help, the brothers are stuck with an impossible task. Mo!
Hey!
No, I made you watch When Evil Lurks, and I forgot to give you a warning so your wife would not watch. That's my bad.
It's okay. I like the shock value because she's the extreme shock. I can tolerate it.
Yeah.
But she's like the general public shock, like has to look away, might get nauseous.
My wife will not watch this film anymore.
No.
That's showing what you guys are up against right now. If you cannot take extreme horror, or let's just say, if you can't have something happen to children, this is not your film. And this is the film that stuff happens to kids. I love this film.
This is so far my favorite movie you've made me watch.
Really?
Yeah, hands down.
This sucks because I'm trying to shock you. I'm trying to do something here.
But shocking.
It's definitely shocking.
And the story was great.
Let's talk about this intro. This is part of the breakdown. Two brothers hear gunshots, like you heard in the intro, and they uncover a body. We don't know anything about this body yet. And it takes a while before we understand what the hell that body was.
For it to start with a who has done this?
Who done it? Cut in half body.
Who has done this?
And it goes back to an old shack where we get Big Fatty. This is a woman's son who has been cursed with a demon, or to be a demon. It's what they call in Argentina a rotten.
This dude's been percolating for a year. The mother's like, oh, I called the cops like a year ago.
The government does not want to do anything about their rottens, and there's actually some subplots about that. There's things like the government can benefit off of like people's lands. They can buy it for cheaper because there was a rotten on the land.
Oh, I did not catch that.
There's a few like little cheap shots that the government won't do anything. Eventually they can buy our land.
I loved it. I love the intro of showing the main rotten first.
Yeah.
And how he talks to you and is like, shoot me, you coward.
These guys are great at getting to you. Throughout this film, that's all they do. They know they want to get to you. And there is going to be some rules. I'll try to bring it up when it comes up. The idea of him saying, shoot me, you coward, it's all part of the rules that you're not supposed to break. And I think every rule gets broken in this film.
Every rule. I listen to women when they speak. I know that's a hot take, but I listen. And a lot of the women in these movies are just telling you, hey, don't fucking do this.
In fact, the women in this film are the only right people in this film. Every man messes up and every woman's saying, can you not do that?
You know, honestly, I don't want to look at this too deeply, but the women are warning you. The men are not listening. And who survives once everyone's dead?
The authorities refuse to get involved, so landowner Ruiz decides to just dump the body far away. But the plan goes wrong and Uriel disappears off the truck. Ruiz shrugs it off, but the next day his wife, Jimena, warns him that the goat has been possessed. Ruiz kills the goat, spreading the infection, and Jimena brutally kills Ruiz before taking her own life. That night, Eduardo shows up at Pedro's, terrified and begging for shelter. So what you just saw was that neighbor who we were talking about, who kind of takes things into his own. I didn't show it in the breakdown, but he actually tries to kill the rotten before anything happens, and he kind of knows that's the wrong thing to do. One of the rules is don't use guns on these guys.
Yeah, Ruiz doesn't listen.
So then he goes back home and he finds out his goat's been infected and he can't help himself. His wife is just yelling at him, hey,
it's a rotten goat. You can't shoot it. You're just going to spread it.
Shoots the goat and gets a nice axe.
Right to the face, side of the head.
Great shot.
Let me tell you, I think the most shocking thing about this movie is how the director doesn't care. He's like, yo, check this out. And then I'm watching and I'm like in awe because I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see a big rotten with like yellow puke coming out, a goat getting shot, and then even worse, an axe to multiple heads.
2 heads, folks. 2 heads get the axe. Once she was done chopping her husband's head, she went right for her own in a very awkward, as you can see from the cover, a very awkward way of doing it yourself. But I guess the only way to do it yourself. Mo, could you survive putting that axe in your skull? Would you take it for $1 million?
Absolutely not. No. I mean, I'm the type of person that commits, so I'm not going to survive.
We got past some part here. We got past a really big, important part here. They were trying to move the rotten. They said, if we can't kill the rotten, we got to get it the fuck out of here. And what ended up happening is he fell off the truck, gone, missing. The rotten's somewhere between A and B.
Classic trope of not looking at the road while you're driving when a demon is in your flatbed. What are we doing?
We've all been there.
I mean, I try to keep my eyes on the road when I drive.
And I don't, but I don't carry demons with me.
Still, even if I had a demon.
So we got 1 missing demon and we got a dead neighbor, 2 dead neighbors, and a dead goat.
When someone tells me there's a demon, a rotten, whatever you want to call it, I am stripping naked, getting into my car, and driving out of here.
And they don't strip naked. That's going to be a thing for the next breakdown. We'll get into why they should have stripped naked, maybe cleaned up a bit. A little bit disgusting. You know what we did forget to mention? Suspending disbelief in this film. This is from Argentina, and these people seem to already know about what rottens are. It feels like it's more of a village thing, a small village thing, than it is a city thing. Like, it seems like it's just a myth by the time they get into the city, but the villages seem to really believe this. Let's see what happens when they get into the city. This brings us to our first what the fuck moment. The brothers finally realize their demon outbreak is bad news and decide it's time to get their families out of Dodge. Jamie goes back to their mom's while Pedro heads to his ex-wife Sabrina's place, where she lives with her new husband, Leonardo. That's when things go from tense to what the fuck real fast. The family dog, who earlier licked Pedro's demon-mucked clothes, suddenly turns rabid. The dog mauls little Vicky, Sabrina and Leonardo's daughter, and drags her outside like she's a chew toy. What the f***?
I didn't even blink.
What the f*** was that? I was not expecting that.
No, I was. Listen.
You were expecting that?
They kept showing that dog over and over. The dog smelling the clothes. Both my wife and I are like, this is happening.
I don't think my first time around I was paying attention because I almost didn't like this fantasy sci-fi aspect to the intro of this film. But when it happened, I just, whoa. My God, did you see that shot of that dog? They filmed it in such a brutal way.
Fortunately, it is like your worst nightmare, having this gentle giant of a dog. And then it just turns evil on
just
the drop
a little
of a
girl
dime.
and her dog, and this evil is getting to everybody. It turns on man's best friend.
And the little girl's brother's watching this too.
This is a big what the fuck moment. Man, was that shocking. That was messed up. Leonardo kills the dog, ignoring Pedro's warning, and soon Vicky returns looking normal. But Leonardo is possessed and rams his truck into Sabrina and Vicky, killing them. Pedro gathers Jamie, Sarah, his mother, and his 2 boys, Jer and Santino, and they flee. They meet Myrta, a retired cleaner, who warns Jer may already be infected. She insists Uriel must be ritually killed to stop the demon, but before they can act, Sabrina reappears, kidnaps Santino, and pulls Jamie into a chase. It feels like everything in this breakdown was just a clusterfuck of stuff. I mean, they got nowhere with the dog. He spread it. Pedro brought it. Got the family messed up. Dude killed the dog. He didn't want to listen. Another man not listening. Spreads it to himself. Ends up killing his family.
I know this might not be a what the fuck moment, but that little girl telling her mom that her new husband's gonna come back and kill her, that to me was a what the fuck moment.
You know, there is so many in this film. I just had to say it was just too close to the dog situation. But yeah, like the car coming at them, it's insane. I'm watching the breakdown thinking there's another what the fuck moment right there.
I don't have kids, but if I had a kid come up and tell me, hey, you're going to die soon. I don't know about you, but I'm pushing that kid over and I'm running.
How does Pedro handle all this? He's watching these deaths, family deaths. There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens to this guy. He is reacting right to it, but he's not carrying it on into the next scene, I feel. Like he's just kind of gets over some stuff.
Yeah, he just
a little
keeps
too
going
quick.
and going.
He just
What is
keeps going.
Like,
And
is he an alcoholic or something?
He's not doing very good when he keeps going. He's
No.
actually bringing these ups with him.
One thing I have to mention is I didn't know what era this movie was taking place in. It's like it really kept you in suspense of what the rotten are, how to get rid of them and deal with them, but also even where you are in this world and what time.
I love when you don't know what the hell time or when you are, where you are.
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. It Follows does a good job of feeling like 80s, but they'll pull out the weirdest technology and it still doesn't tell me when. And their cars are old. Like there's some movies that just do a great job of that.
That's that saying I hate. Old is gold. I don't think so.
I've never heard
think
that.
so.
I think you just made that up.
No, it's not.
Then they go and find a new cleaner. Marta?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Marta.
Cleaners are people that deal with the rotten. And it turns out Pedro's brother, Jamie, knew about this lady. He didn't know she was a cleaner, but he was like, I think I know someone who deals with this stuff.
Yeah.
The only people make it out of this dog situation is Pedro's two biological kids. One has severe autism, nonverbal, and the other's a younger boy. They bring it to, I believe it's the cleaner's house. She gives a warning about Pedro's son, but they have to just say you're being ignorant. That's called autism. And she's like, I'm pretty sure he's got the demon in him. During that night, old mom, ex-wife, sneaks in and steals little boy back. She gets right past that grandma. Everyone sucks at their job.
I think the grandma was taking sleeping pills. That's why she was a little dazed and confused.
Oh, then she does all right. She's old. She goes downstairs and she's like, she's upstairs. Santino is upstairs. She's jumping out the window just as Pedro comes in. And then it vanishes. Come on. Like, why can't he catch her?
I'm not catching a demon who jumps out the second story balcony.
It's his little son.
Honestly, I think what I would have done is
I would have head dived. I would have
come
Pocahontas out of that.
You're right. Pocahontas did that?
I couldn't think of a diver. I'm sorry.
To my point, the grandma on the drive over to Murda's house literally sang the song about most of the rules of what you're not to do.
Let's go over some of the rules. Yeah, she gets 6 out of the 7, but let's just go and talk about all 7. Don't use electric lights. Don't get close to animals. That fucking goat was pretty close. Don't take anything that was close to the person. Don't hurt them. We've been hearing that a lot. They've been really stressing that point out. Never call the evil by its name.
That grandma starts naming the evils.
Oh, as she's saying it?
Beside the autistic kid.
Don't use guns on them. And the 7th rule that she doesn't get out, it's a tough one. Don't be afraid of dying.
Oh.
Well, what's the point of all this if you're not afraid of dying? Don't use guns on them and don't hurt them is a little redundant.
The fact that you can't use electric lights, it's like these demons modernized and it's like, whoa. We got to come up with something that limits humans from hurting us.
It makes me wonder what the real rule is, but they don't know it. So they just say like, well, lights do it.
Fire light doesn't affect them. But
fire's great.
Sure.
Fire's good stuff. Which brings us to our next what the fuck moment. Jamie finally catches up with Sabrina, hoping to save Santino. But instead, he walks into one of the most disturbing reveals in the movie. Santino is already dead, and Sabrina is literally eating his brains. In pure rage and horror, Jamie runs Sabrina down with his vehicle and pins her to a tree. This got me. By this time, when I saw that scene, like I thought the dog scene was crazy enough. That was the shock value of this movie. They pulled something again with us slowly creeping by the mom eating the brains of her son, little Santino, who we just got to know and love. Just like that, gone, and in a horrific way.
Like a popcorn bucket reaching into it and just eating brains. It's one thing to just follow it from a distance, but it's another thing to be right up beside it, look at it and go, oh, it's eating my nephew's brains.
Oh, he had to just drive by slow and process it, bud. And thank God it was the nephew. But again, Pedro's off with the cleaner doing his mission that he sucks at. Shouldn't he gone for his kid?
You gotta listen to your women and the children. Listen to the women and the children.
Let's find out where Pedro went. Pedro and Murda track Uriel to a school full of possessed children. While Murda sets up the ritual, Pedro loses patience, gets locked in a room, and the kids murder Marta. Furiously, Pedro beats Uriel to death, but this only frees the demon. Now, Born as a nude, blood-soaked child, the demon marks Pedro, spares him, and leaves with the children. I love everything about this fucking scene. This is like such a good payoff. The main thing that's going on with this scene, I want to start from the beginning, is that once they get to this school, they're encountering different kids and they're all telling different lies.
Yeah.
And like, did you buy some lies?
Again, I don't know what these demons are capable of, but the fact that there's a cover up afoot, I would have fallen for the lies. I was like, okay, so they're going to go to where that one kid said with the bicycle. Then the other kid comes up going, no, go somewhere else.
That kid did a good job because she was acting like she was different in the room. Like, they're all possessed. Like, help me.
Yeah.
And when she's telling stuff, he's like beating on her, like, tell me. They're all liars. You saw the demon child come. It leads to because all these fucking kids are little. I love that it wasn't your typical story. Like, why didn't you believe this one? Like, why didn't you trust your gut? You couldn't. They were all telling different lies, and they all had to just to mess with them. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and this again, this guy we're following is not listening to the rules. Don't hurt them. And he's like, I'll beat the truth out of them.
I think he thought that one wasn't possessed, so he decided to beat the innocent child,
They're
which
all
is probably
possessed.
why he doesn't have his kids, by the way.
Again, he shouldn't be in town. He should have left a long time ago. So sticking around to beating kids, that's on you, bro.
Murda has this ritual that she could kill the rotten. He's now under the floorboards of the stage with a bunch of dead parents. I assume the kids' parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all sitting at the school, dead parents underneath, hiding the rotten. And the rotten does this cool thing where it's just his head bobs up.
Oh, the head popping out was...
I thought you'd like that. I'm like, this seems like like a Mo shot.
I hate it
love this.
because that rotten wasn't moving when he was on the couch. Wasn't moving when they carried him out. Wasn't moving when even Pedro was trying to pull him out of the stage where the floorboards had been ripped out of. But out of nowhere, you see his like little head pop out like, hey, buddy.
Hold on. Give me your best little... Try to imitate that head. Again, the lying continues. For some reason, dumbass Pedro believes that main girl that there is something in another room, like an axe that could kill him. And Murda's like, stop, they're lying to you.
Yeah.
Focus. And he's just so overwhelmed with everything. He just doesn't believe Murda at all that he goes into this room, gets locked in where they beat the living crap out of the cleaner. And it's in a brutal way.
Murda spent all this time setting up that gizmo to kill, but this Pedro guy doesn't listen.
No. And she was like handing him a dagger. It's like, just take the dagger. What does he do when he gets out of the room? Doesn't grab the dagger. He like grabs her device that she made and uses that to beat him over the head in the dumbest fashion ever.
He is not the smartest guy in any movie that I've seen, really, but they keep mentioning his mistakes and how he's made mistake. And did you make another mistake?
Brings dirty, rotten clothes into the house.
Goodness gracious. Spoils a wonderful big dog. That was a cute big dog, too.
So what happens? A demon child is born. And man, I love a good demon child being born.
God.
There is nothing better than seeing like some kind of weird little demon child. I love it. Ever since Rosemary's Baby, I can't get enough of demon child baby all the time. And this one just marks him in a beautiful fashion.
I don't think that's my take on it.
Gives him a beautiful marking to say, I love you too, buddy. Nice little head mark. And little naked boy walks out into the wilderness with his newfound children friends to go, I assume, destroy the world.
Listen, the fact that evil won blew my mind away. I'm like, no.
Love it.
This man's going to redeem himself. He's going to do something.
Nope.
What kind of movie are we watching? Are we watching like a nihilistic movie where the world is horrible? I think we are. I think the world is horrible. This is not good.
And it doesn't end. Yeah, he's f***ed up the world, but we still got more to go with his personal life. Pedro reunites with Jamie, but back home, Eduardo reveals the truth. He killed the cleaner, ate his own mother, and hints that Sarah, Pedro's mother, met the same fate. Inside, Pedro gives Jar ice cream, but Jar begins choking and then coughs up Sarah's hair and necklace. Pedro walks outside, collapses, and wails, realizing everything has already been lost. And that's it, folks. He finds, in the very end, even his mother was eaten by his own autistic child.
So Out of all of the movies I've ever seen, these are the worst post-credit scenes I've ever seen. These were terrible. First of all, the movie, in my opinion, ended when the guy got marked by the birth devil. All of this is post-credit scene because it didn't need to be in there.
Nope.
I feel like the only reason these post-credit scenes were in there was to answer the question about what happened to that kid that went into the barn to sleep.
Right.
So he could confess.
He admits to killing the cleaner, and he admits to eating his own mother.
And then the second post-credit scene, again, eating people. I know that they said that the rotten eat people.
Yeah.
And seeing the mother eat her own kid's brains was one thing.
Yeah.
But they followed it up with 2 post-credit scenes about 2 people being eaten.
Everyone's just eating their mothers. You can't trust the kids. I think there's a saying that evil loves children and children love evil.
Oh, I didn't like that saying.
Yeah.
I absolutely did not like that saying.
Great saying, though.
That's why I don't have kids.
Okay, let's get to the most what the fuck moment. So we got 3 scenes for you. Grandmother getting eaten by autistic child. And then the other 2 I think are pretty obvious. We've got dog mauling Alice, I think her name was. And we've got little Santino's brains being eaten by his mother.
I hated all of them. I'll pick the dog biting the little girl. That was the first shock. Not to say the other ones weren't more shocking, but I saw it coming and then it happened and I kept watching. I think maybe I was desensitized and a little bit traumatized near the end, but a close second was definitely pulling hair out of your kid's mouth that belongs to its grandmother.
I will say in my second place, it was actually the brains being eaten of little Santino. I was shocked and in awe, and it was almost my number 1, but I can't deny it. It is the dog mauling scene. That is insane. I did not see it coming. Whether you see it coming or not, you can't handle this scene.
Yeah, because that dog was friendly up until...
And the great shot, you just imitated it perfectly. That's exactly how it looks.
Some people say that I have that dog in me, you know?
It's the dog scene.
There's probably more what the fuck moments.
Lots more. I mean, the axe one is definitely great. Right after the dog scene is the car driving into them.
Oh, with the brains coming out. The brains leaking.
Absolutely insanity. I mean, those were just too close together for me to put. This movie is awesome. Yeah. Awesome for shocking you. I hate the things that happen in this movie, but this movie is saying we don't play it safe in this film.
I don't know who this director, writer people are, but they were great.
From Argentina, let's see if I can pronounce his name. Damien Rugna.
Rania. Okay, sure.
Written and directed. Love the look. The dread. I love a film about dread.
That's good.
There is no winning in this. Even if they did follow the rules are so broken. Like, because this entity can do whatever it wants.
No, the rules aren't that broken. The problem you think the rules are broken is because none of the men were following the rules.
We brought it up earlier. We didn't want to spoil it for you, but the men are clearly out of their minds in this. And all the women are like, can you just follow the rules?
You know how out of their mind they were? The brother, when talking to Murda about the autistic child being possessed, the brother was like, oh, maybe my brother is just seeing things. Bro, you were in the room, the same room, to see that rot on the couch with everybody else. How are you doubting your brother and casting this like gaslight onto him?
They're even like, the martyr's like, you know, this kid's possessed, right? And they're like, no, it's autism. She's like, no, I know that. Like, but I'm saying he's possessed. They're just ignoring it, leaving this kid with the grandmother after they were just told he's possessed.
That's how much of a bad uncle this dude is. He can't even recognize his own nephew's behaviors, physical attributes, because apparently his hands had something to do with it.
His hands started like turning like a possessed person. We do get a great scene that we didn't talk about. The autistic child just gets up and starts talking to his grandma like normal, like, I'm very hungry. I'm going to get something to eat. That something to eat was the grandmother.
Again.
Yeah.
That was children saying things messes people up. So if you don't like children saying things messed up, this is it. This movie's for you.
Shout out to Kurt, who always enjoys the Dead Meat Horror Awards. It turns out this is a YouTube show. It won 4 awards from this YouTube show. Best Practical Effects, Best Kill, Best Original Film, and Best Director.
Yeah.
Won all 4 of those.
I would give those awards as well.
Mo, final thoughts.
I didn't think I'd like this YouTube situation about watching shock and horror, but now after this movie, I was like, whoa, I get the thrill.
Do you think it's the dread? It's the unsafeness for the children? It's the storytelling, the sci-fi kind of storytelling? What is it?
I think it's the fact that it was so well done. This movie is so well done that it made me think a bit deeper even after the movie. It made me realize just now during the time we're talking that the cutaway scenes when it cuts to black had me in suspense. It was making me ask questions, but as soon as I'm asking questions, I had to watch something horrific happen. It was keeping me on my toes. It was nonstop. It was like, go, go, go.
It all stuck with it. There was no fluff. There was no like emotional build. The emotion comes just from watching a fucking kid get his head eaten.
And in the end, it's very, I like to say this apropos, art imitates life and life imitates art. This is definitely it. Women and children have the answers and men still don't listen until the whole world's gone.
All right, that's it for When Evil Lurks. Mo, thank you for watching. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Allie, I'm so glad you watched it.
Most of it, she didn't make it to the very end, but she was a trooper.
I think you saw most of it. That's the worst stuff. Folks, give it a watch. I don't even care that I usually say you don't have to watch it, but
No, yeah,
you
watch
gotta
this.
watch this.
Yeah.
It's on Shudder. All right, folks, thanks for watching. There's some kids outside going When Evil Lurks style out here. Eh?
Yeah, it's lurking.
I'm gonna keep it in. It sounds like good sound effects. Like there's nothing wrong with a little bit of kids screaming, right?
Not when we got an axe.
That's not good. You can't air this.